So, hi, Maddie and Eli. Daddy here again. I was just reflecting while watching, not watching, but looking at YouTube and how it's exploded during this quarantine time. And it suddenly made everyone think they're some kind of master chef or TV presenter or comedian or musician or experienced vlogger. And it's a little, I was reflecting that it's a little like watching a show called Quarantine's Got Talent. But that, of course, isn't why I do it. Of course, I am a musician and I was a comedian once. Um, I do it because a very brilliant man, a famous novelist, in fact, who you're sort of elastically named after. One of your middle names is related to one of his names, but not exactly the same. Told me that to turn the camera round, that once the parents are dead, the children will look at all the photos and see pictures of themselves. And parents always forget to turn the camera around. That actually, when the parents are gone, the children kind of want to see themselves, sure, but also want to see the parents. So, I mean, this is sound. I wish I had more pictures of my mum and dad. Particularly, no, actually, I can't say particularly one or the other, um, but I certainly do. Anyway, as promised, a funny story from the cancer days. Cancer's an odd one because a lot of people will tell you um, that before they were diagnosed, they sort of knew. This is sort of hard to explain, but that was certainly the case for me. And with testicular cancer, it's often misdiagnosed by GPs, doctors, who basically tell you that you've got cysts. And of course, so advice is if you ever think there is some unusual growth on one of your testicles, demand an ultrasound because the ultrasound is the only way of fully finding out what's wrong. So I did know, and there's so much that's funny from this time. And remember, knowing what's funny is one of the surest signs of sanity. Um, so I'll start at the beginning. When I finally did get the ultrasound, having the one person putting all the ointment on and doing the scan thing, just hold on a second. I'll just be back. And going out, coming back in with another person, they both squinting at the screen, going, "Gosh, God, just hang on 1 second." The new person runs out, comes back in with three medical students. I'm laying there without any bottoms on, um, with ointment, this kind of gel all over my nether regions, with now five people standing around squinting at this screen. I mean, that was pretty funny. But anyway, then you're sent a few days later, I can't remember exactly, to the consultant of the ward who gives you the news. So it says, yes, you do have cancer and blah, 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 and this is the treatment that will happen, and then the follow-up treatment, blah, blah, blah. And they explain all that to you. And they say, do you have any questions? And I found out afterwards that apparently 99.99999% of men say, oh my God, will this stop me having sex? Will this affect my sex life in some way? I didn't ask that. I asked a question that the consultant claimed never to have been asked in his entire career, which was, how will this affect my singing? So that was quite amusing. And then after that, they say, after the operation, would you like a prosthetic? So I say, well, what are the pros and cons of this? And he says, well, you won't be able to tell the difference. It'll look exactly the same. It'll feel the same. I said, I've never met or been with a girl who goes, oh my goodness, look at these testicles. Just doesn't really happen. He went, no, I understand that. I said, so what are the cons to this? He goes, you will have to have it changed occasionally. I said, what? I mean, this is intrusive enough. I don't really want more people, going in there again and doing more, rummaging around, doing more stuff. He went, no, I understand that. And so any other cons? He went, yeah, they can explode at high altitude. What? I said, why would I want something in there that can explode at high altitude? What if I decide to climb Everest or something? So that was quite ridiculous. But of course, the two things that are very interesting about the cancer is I'm one of the few people that can say that cancer actually helped their career. Because although it doesn't actually make your voice higher when you have a testicle removed, that's actually an urban myth. It does free up your hormones, so it makes singing higher easier. So of course I had the body of a tenor that should be much heavier than I am, so I ended up being able to sing all the light higher stuff, but while also being the same height or taller than my leading ladies, which meant I ended up getting a lot of roles that I may not have got or may not have been suitable for at the time. Because a lot of the sopranos wanted to sing with someone that they didn't have to sing a love duet with while looking down like this, which was quite amusing. And also, the other thing is that unlike almost every man you'll ever meet, I can tell my kids exactly where they came from. That one.